Chapter 1771, Good People Live Short Lives. There was clearly a large empty room in their house, and Xiao Nan had done so much for the family over the years, even giving all of her earnings to her family. But in the end, after Zijin got married, they chased Xiao Nan out of their family home. They would much rather leave the room empty and let Xiao Nan spend a fortune renting a place for herself in an unfamiliar environment. Because of their actions, it was no wonder that their neighbors wondered whether Nan Nan was truly Ding Jiyi's biological daughter. Even Xiao Dongliang himself would have moments of doubt where he thought that his memory might have been hazy. Could it be that he had not seen Ding Jiyi personally giving birth to Nan Nan in the hospital and that Nan Nan was just a kid that he picked up from the streets? Now that Xiao Nan had left in despair, Xiao Dongliang had finally returned to his senses. He had to make right whatever was wrong in his family. Even if he could not entirely correct it, he could no longer simply accept these wrong attitudes. I'm warning you to stop being so unreasonable. You've already made me lose a good daughter. You can deal with Zijin's matter in any way you like. I can't be bothered with it anymore. But I'm curious to see how you'll live your life without Nan Nan sacrificing her whole life for you. Don't disturb me. I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed. Xiao Dongliang was truly too mentally exhausted to face Ding Jiyi now. At the sight of Ding Jiyi, he could not help but think about how Xiao Nan had been living her life all these years. It was not until now that Xiao Dongliang finally came to a realization that he could act as though he knew nothing and lived a peaceful life because Xiao Nan had been suffering in silence. It was because Xiao Nan had chosen not to kick up a fuss or argue with the family that he could remain silent and unaware of everything around him. If Xiao Nan had tried to stand up for herself just a little bit, his ideas would never have been realized. After glancing coldly at Ding Jiyi, Xiao Dongliang returned to the room with a stone-cold expression and slammed the door behind him. Ding Jiyi, who was seated on the floor, could feel the coldness of the ground. But at this very moment, she felt that her heart was much colder than the ground. Sinned? What sins have I committed to have such a heartless daughter and a capricious husband? My Zijin. What will my Zijin do? Zijin's still young and has her whole life ahead of her. We're all a family. Do you mean they're all waiting to see Zijin die from her illness before they'll be happy? No, she could not let Zijin die. Zijin was her precious daughter. Just as Ding Jiyi felt as though her future was bleak, her phone rang. The sight of the caller ID frightened Ding Jiyi so much that her hands started trembling, and she almost dropped the phone. Zijin. Mom, what's wrong? Why does your voice sound weird? Are you down with the flu? And no, I went to so many places today. I was probably out for too long, so I'm feeling a little unwell. I'm afraid that I might pass the flu to you if I were to take care of you. That's why I came home directly instead of going to the hospital to find you. I'll see if I really come down with the flu tomorrow before deciding whether to look for you at the hospital. All right, Mom. Oh right, have you settled Xiao Nan's matters? Xiao Nan was extremely obedient to her mom. If her mom asked Xiao Nan to donate a kidney to her, Xiao Nan would probably not dare to refuse. Xiao Zijin thought about how she would be able to undergo her kidney transplant soon and would even receive the compensation from that car accident from her mom once she was discharged. With that huge sum of money, she would be able to lead an unrestrained and carefree life. At the thought of all that, Xiao Zijin could not help but laugh. With such a beautiful life waiting just ahead of her, she had to do her best and recover as soon as possible. Hearing Xiao Zijin laugh, Ding Jiyi almost burst into tears yet again. She knew that Xiao Zijin probably thought that her illness would be cured soon. At the thought of how Xiao Zijin's kidney donor, Xiao Nan, had not only run away with all her money but that she also had no idea where Xiao Nan was since there was no way of contacting Xiao Nan, Ding Jiyi could not help but feel injustice for Xiao Zijin. Why did her good daughter have such a heartless father and younger sister? They were all a family, but at a critical moment like this, all of them were simply leaving her in the lurch. Hello, Mom. What sound is that? Why is there someone else talking? Hearing the recorded tone, Ding Jiyi frowned unhappily. I think it's reminding me that my mobile number is in arrears and that I should pay my bills soon. It's no big deal. All these aren't important. It's not early anymore. You'd better get some rest. Mom will help you take care of everything else. All right, Mom. I'm going to bed then. See you tomorrow. Ding Jiyi was already used to lying to Jiao Dongliang, so she could lie smoothly even to Jiao Zijin. Jiao Zijin was used to Ding Jiyi lying to Jiao Dongliang and Jiao Nan but had never thought that she would ever be on the receiving end of a lie from Ding Jiyi. Even though Ding Jiyi had not given Jiao Zijin a clear answer, Jiao Zijin, who had always been reassured by Ding Jiyi's words, never spotted anything amiss. Based on Ding Jiyi's habit in the past, if she had successfully grabbed hold of Jiao Nan, she would definitely announce her winnings very proudly to Jiao Zijin. Not only would she tell Jiao Zijin about how much she had gotten from Jiao Nan that day, but she would even tell Jiao Zijin about the exact date on which Jiao Zijin could get her kidney transplant. But today, Ding Jiyi had not said a single thing like that. Up until Jiao Zijin covered herself with her blanket, shut her eyes to go to bed, and entered her dreamland, she had not come to the realization that her mom had been acting out of the ordinary today or that something was wrong. After hanging up the phone call, Ding Jiyi wiped away her tears, sighing that fate was treating Jiao Zijin so unkindly. Why did such a good child like Jiao Zijin have to suffer from such a serious illness while a bad child like Jiao Nan recuperated so quickly after getting knocked down by a car and was even living her own carefree life now? It was indeed true that good people did not live long lives while evil ones lived 1,000 years. Thinking about how her mobile phone bill was due, Ding Jiyi stood up while holding on to the small stool. My phone bill is due? How can it be in arrears? That wretched girl, Jiao Nan. What a heartless girl. How can she forget about something like paying my phone bills and expect me, her mother, to remind her about something like that? How useless. In the past, Jiao Nan had been the one taking care of Ding Jiyi's and Jiao Dongliang's phone bills. Ding Jiyi had never needed to concern herself with it. All these years, this was the first time she had encountered such a thing. Ding Jiyi was in a rage because she had been embarrassed. Of course, it was Jiao Nan who had embarrassed her, so it was only natural that she would need to get some compensation from Jiao Nan. Otherwise, she would feel too aggrieved. Chapter 1772, A Family. It was only when Ding Jiyi called Jiao Nan did she come to her senses that Jiao Nan had run away and disappeared without leaving behind any message for them. Not only did Jiao Nan no longer pay her phone bills, but she also took away all the money that was related to her. Jiao Nan didn't even care about Jiao Zijin's life and death. She had taken away the money that was meant for Jiao Zijin's operation without conscience. Would she still bother about her and pay her phone bills? Furthermore, if she really managed to contact Jiao Nan, she wouldn't waste this opportunity on the phone bills. What she really wanted to do and should do was to figure out where Jiao Nan was, grab hold of her, snatch Jiao Zijin's life-saving money back, and make Jiao Nan donate a kidney to save Jiao Zijin's life. Even if Ding Jiyi had already planned and arranged everything properly and thought of all the future paths to take, the problem was that she was still lacking the most important factor in making all her ideas happen, Jiao Nan herself. It was akin to a person having planned what they would do if they had 1 million yuan. They would first travel overseas, then buy a bag, then drive a sports car to leave exhaust fumes behind for their exes. The plan was so perfect. It was just that only the money was missing. As long as Ding Jiyi couldn't find Jiao Nan, all her plans were just pure fantasy. After understanding this point, Ding Jiyi cried again. What should I do? What should I do next? Jiao Nan left just like that. Ding Jiyi realized in shock that unless Jiao Nan took the initiative to contact her, there was no way she could find Jiao Nan if she wanted to. If she couldn't find Jiao Nan, everything else was just cheap talk. It was already so late. She had gone to all the places she could find. What should she do next? Ding Ji, who was at a loss, had no other choice. The previous minute, she was still scolding Jiao Dongliang for being biased toward Jiao Nan and ignoring Jiao Zijin's life and death. The next minute, she went to find Jiao Dongliang again. Old Jiao, stop sleeping. Get up quickly. Let's discuss it again. That wretched girl has run away. Zijin can't afford to wait. What shall we do about Zijin's kidney? We need money for the operation as well. There's no money at home. As there was a Jiao Nan at home, Jiao Dongliang and Ding Ji never had to worry about money. They were long used to finding Jiao Nan for money whenever they needed it. No matter what the situation, Jiao Nan would always come up with ways to resolve the financial difficulty faced at home. Without Jiao Nan's financial help, Ding Ji was like a headless fly when it came to money matters. Old Jiao, open the door. Why did you lock it? I haven't entered the room yet. I need to sleep too. After trying for half a day, Ding Ji realized that she couldn't turn the handle and open the door. Without a doubt, someone had locked the room door from the inside. Unless she had the key. The only way she could enter the room was to wait for Jiao Dongliang to open the door for her. The key to unlocking the door was also in the room. Ding Ji had no choice but to shout. Jiao Dongliang's face was black as he lay on the bed without moving. If you want to sleep, return to your room to do so. I've already moved all your things in the room outside. As to where you will be sleeping? You can sleep in the area Nan Nan did before she moved out. I've already made the bed for you there. You can head over to sleep. Oh, no. I say, old Jiao, have you taken the wrong medicine today? Why are you like a lunatic? I haven't criticized you yet for helping that wretched girl when she ignored Zijin's life and death. How can you chase me out and let me sleep in that small place? Old Jiao, Jiao Nan fell out with me. Do you want to do so as well? At this moment, the sound of Ding Ji slapping the door became louder. It was so loud that the neighbors were about to hear them. Jiao Dongliang laughed coldly. He climbed up and opened the door. Before Ding Ji could enter the room, he picked Ding Ji up and threw her in the room where Jiao Nan used to live in. When Nan Nan stayed here previously, you didn't say such words. You said how big a space one person would need. You're alone now as well. Since this is such a good environment, you can live well here. I warn you. It's so late now, and I don't want to take care of you. If you kick up a fuss again, I'll hit you so hard you won't be able to meet anyone tomorrow. Old Jiao, are you possessed? Under the moonlight, Jiao Dongliang's contorted face due to his resentment looked a bit eerie. Only then did Ding Ji realize that the Jiao Dongliang today was especially evil. He was completely different from usual. One had to know that in the afternoon, Jiao Dongliang also felt that it was fine for Jiao Nan to suffer a little as Jiao Zijin's life was more important than anything else. A kidney alone wouldn't threaten Jiao Nan's life and safety. As such, Jiao Dongliang was supportive of the operation. Jiao Dongliang had known beforehand and also silently agreed for the monetary compensation from the car accident to be kept for Jiao Zijin. Why was it that in just half a day, Jiao Dongliang seemed to have changed into a completely different person? Possessed? Haven't I been possessed to have married such a troublemaker like you? It's fine. There's nothing reasonable to say to a person like you. You keep calling her a wretched girl. I'll wait and see how good a life you can lead after you leave that wretched girl whom you deem as having no conscience and start to rely on the good daughter, Jiao Zijin, in the future. I'll wait and see. Upon thinking of how Ding Ji had immediately thought of Jiao Nan as she wanted her to take care of the phone bills that she owed, Jiao Dongliang felt cold in his heart. Jiao Nan alone took care of all the big and small things in the family. It was as if he and Ding Ji were just Jiao Nan's parents and Jiao Zijin had no responsibilities or obligations at all. When Jiao Nan was willing to fork out money in the past, Jiao Dongliang never had to worry that no one would take care of him when he was old. As to whether it was his elder daughter who would do a bit more or his younger daughter who would give a bit more, Xiao Dongliang never had to spare the effort to think about this. If he thought too much and voiced out, Ding Ji might quarrel with him then. They were a family. It was right for the sisters to sacrifice more for this family. It wasn't a big deal. There wasn't a need to throw the house into chaos because of this. However, the situation was different now. His younger daughter became cold-hearted and wasn't willing to care about the three of them anymore. If he didn't sort out his thoughts now, when he reached his retirement age, not only would he not be able to enjoy the blessings of his daughters, but he might even have to work to earn money and continue providing for his elder daughter. It was undeniable that all the family expenses came from Xiao Nan. In other words, over the years, Xiao Nan had not only provided for him and Ding Ji but also Xiao Zijin. Chapter 1773, Returning Home. After learning about the truth, Xiao Dongliang felt that he had many things to consider. If he continued being so muddle-headed, the next person who would be unable to survive would not be Ding Ji but himself. The situation had already progressed to this stage, but Ding Ji was still scolding Xiao Nan to be a heartless and wretched girl. To this, Xiao Dongliang was extremely depressed and heartbroken. With his capabilities, it was true that he could not compare to Nan Nan at all in terms of raising such a huge sum of money in a short period of time to let his elder daughter undergo surgery. No matter how much hatred he felt or how angry he was, Xiao Dongliang could not stand by and watch his own daughter die. As for Zijin, it's not entirely a lost cause. But you'd better tell Zijin about Nan Nan so that Zijin won't be waiting helplessly. If there comes a time that the hospital really has a kidney donor available, hurry and reserve the kidney and let Zijin undergo surgery. Money is nothing compared to a life, after all. You're right. Money isn't as important as a person's life, but the problem is that without money, do you think that the hospital will be willing to donate the kidney to us and conduct Zijin's surgery for free? Ding Ji was infuriated. Was money not important? Money was crucial in life. If one wanted to live, everything had to do with money. But the worst part was that Xiao Nan had taken with her all of the family's money and income with her. Old Xiao, tell me honestly. Where is Xiao Nan? Do you really not know? If you know anything about it, hurry and get her back and get her to bring the money back. Old Xiao, we really can't delay Zijin's surgery any longer. If we delay it any longer, we won't have a daughter anymore. Ding Ji had been Xiao Nan's mother for almost 40 years, so she truly felt that Xiao Nan was not the kind to heartlessly abandon the three of them. Ding Ji was also clear that her thoughts toward Xiao Nan were often different from what she had always said about Xiao Nan. It was not just Xiao Dongliang. Even Ding Ji felt that if anything were to happen in their family, only Xiao Nan was the most reliable in their family of four. Even if Xiao Zijin had not gotten divorced from Chen Jun, the first person Ding Ji would think of if anything happened in the family would be Xiao Nan, and not that capable son-in-law of hers, Chen Jun. Firstly, it was undoubtedly to help Xiao Zijin save some face. If the Xiao family had too many troubles, it was inevitable that Xiao Zijin would be unable to lift her head up in front of her in-laws. Secondly, Ding Ji knew that Xiao Nan was the only one who would give her all and wholeheartedly work to resolve any of the Xiao family's problems without even caring about her personal well-being. Seeing that Xiao Zijin's surgery could not be delayed any further, Ding Ji had only one thing in mind, which was to find Xiao Nan as soon as possible to take up this responsibility. That way, both she and Xiao Dongliang could simply sit by peacefully and wait for Xiao Nan to take care of everything. All she and Xiao Dongliang would need to do would be to take care of Xiao Zijin. Ha! Xiao Dongliang sneered. I'm sure you know how good you are as a mom. You're not a good mom and neither am I a good dad. All your praises are for Zijin but all your scoldings are left only for Nan Nan. Now that Nan Nan's gone, you're blaming her for not being open-minded enough to let me know about her whereabouts. Is she not afraid that I'll be biased towards Zijin and pester her once I know about her whereabouts? I'm telling you. Whether or not Zaijian's surgery is successful, it's a fact that we have lost a daughter. With Qiao Nan's departure, Qiao Dongliang felt that Qiao Nan would never return to care for him, Ding Ji, or Qiao Zaijian ever again. No. That won't happen. If Qiao Nan really gave up on her and the family, then that would really spell the end for the family. You're spouting nonsense. She's not so heartless to watch us perish. She's just throwing a tantrum and scaring us. She'll be back to take care of this family and give us money like how she used to in the past. It's just you who's going on about whether Nan's heartless or not. You can say as much as you want. You can do whatever you want with regards to Zaijian. I'm really going to bed. The more Ding Ji said things like that, the more exhausted Qiao Dongliang felt. Since she knew in her heart that Nan was the better child, why did she always say such nasty things and do such mean things all the time? Did she really have to harden her heart to her child like that? The mentally exhausted Qiao Dongliang, who now had to worry about his own future, returned to his room with a hunched back. They had not cherished her while she was around. Now that they had lost her, the Qiao family was thrown into a mess and their future was so bleak that there was not a single ray of hope. In the Qiao family, Qiao Nan had always been the single source of support and the pillar of the Qiao family. "Miss, are you here in Qingshui to visit someone or for a holiday?" Seeing Qiao Nan's joy, the driver asked curiously. Qiao Nan could not care less about how the Qiao family was doing at the moment. After leaving Pingcheng and the Qiao family, she was faced with green grass and clear waters, and she felt as though the fog had finally cleared and there was only sunshine in her life now. Qiao Nan retracted her smile and there was a moment of confusion in her eyes. Actually, she herself wanted to know whether she was here in Qingshui town as a guest or as a tourist. "I guess I'm returning home." Returning to the home of her dreams. Qingshui town was actually the hometown of Old Master Zai and where Old Master Zai had gotten married to Grandma to form a family and where they had given birth to Zai Yayawai. In her dream, it was because she had gotten married to Zai Sheng that she knew that the Zai family's hometown was not Pingcheng but Qingshui town. As such, the Zai family had an ancestral home in Qingshui town. When Qiao Nan left Pingcheng and had no idea where to head to, Qingshui town suddenly came to mind. In her dream, Qiao Nan had only visited Qingshui town once to bury Old Master Zai together with Grandma after he had passed on. But a dream was only a dream, after all. Only after sitting on the bus headed toward Qingshui town did Qiao Nan let out a bitter laugh. In reality, she had nothing to do with the Zai family at all, so she had no idea about whether the Zai family's hometown was truly in Qingshui town. Perhaps this was just something that she had made up in her dream, and it was not real at all. But when she saw that the scenery in Qingshui town was just as beautiful as it had been in her dream and was away from the hustle and bustle of the city, Qiao Nan could not help but feel good about this. But with the driver's question, Qiao Nan's mood dipped once again. Lately, she had been feeling as though she was no longer able to differentiate between reality and her dream world. After leaving Pingcheng, she had foolishly headed for Zai Sheng's hometown, Qingshui town. Based on her dream, Zai Sheng should be in the capital furthering his career at this moment. She wondered if the woman by Zai Sheng's side now was Qiu Chenxai. Wait a minute. Did Qiu Chenxai really exist? Did she have anything to do with the Zai family? Qiao Nan shook her head vigorously, trying to throw all this nonsense from her dream out of her head. Chapter 1774, Blindly Kicking Up a Fuss. She left Pingcheng and temporarily stopped contacting the people from the Qiao family to start a new life. If she left the Qiao family to jump into the pit of her dreams, then even if she came to a scenic small town, she would only be going from one prison to another at most. After reaching the destination, Qiao Nan got out of the car with her luggage. As the driver drove away, he said, "This customer's so strange." He saw this woman suddenly shake her head when she was in the car. If not for her looking and speaking normally, he would have suspected that she had not learned well and had eaten something bad that she shouldn't have. "Hello, I would like to rent a house. Xiao Nan wanted to break free of everything in her dream. However, reality seemed bent on going against her. A lot of situations in Qingshui town really looked like her dream. Based on the memory of her dream, Xiao Nan soon rented a house. Upon remembering that this was the first time in her life that she had stepped foot into Qingshui town, Xiao Nan felt complicated in her heart again when she faced everything in her dream. Was that really a dream? Or had she silently remembered all the details of Qingshui town in her mind as she loved the environment after accidentally coming across an introduction of it on TV? Not only did she dream of Qingshui town, but Qingshui town even became the hometown of the Zai family. Xiao Nan sighed. There wasn't a need to think about this anymore. Perhaps the life in her dream was so good that she couldn't break free from it for a long period of time. If she was given a few days to slow down, she might be able to improve the situation. After successfully renting a cheap house in Qingshui town, Xiao Nan didn't dare to linger. She immediately started looking for a job. Even though she had approximately 350,000 yuan in deposits, Xiao Nan didn't plan to use it in the near future. She wanted to keep it. Qingshui town had a good environment. It was far away from the hustle and bustle of the city, and housing prices were much lower than Pingcheng's. Xiao Nan was already considering buying a house in Qingshui town if she could successfully find a job here. Xiao Nan smiled when she saw the one-person one-household register in her luggage. Back then, her mother asked her to remove herself from the Chiao family household register as she was afraid that she would depend on the Chiao family, take advantage of Chiao Zhaijun, and have something to do with Chen Jun. Now, this one-person one-household situation benefited her. Even if she wanted to settle down in Qingshui town, she didn't need to return to Pingcheng and have any contact with the Chiao family. If she had any ideas, she could make a decision immediately. As Ding Ji had said at the beginning, the one-person one-household situation would benefit everyone. If something happened to her, she didn't need to return to the Chiao family and get them to take the household register to resolve the issue. Xiao Nan might not be highly educated, but it wasn't difficult for her to find a job in Qingshui town based on her qualifications. In addition, Xiao Nan bought a computer as she had decided to take a part-time job as a translator online. In fact, Xiao Nan already had her own account on the online translation website. She accepted a lot of jobs here. As she completed her work well, the other party was very satisfied. Xiao Nan's account status was not low at all. The biggest benefit of having a high account status was that if someone wanted to engage Xiao Nan's services for translation, the person had to pay a higher price. After all, you get what you pay for. Due to the hospitalization, Xiao Nan hadn't logged in for close to 3 months. Seeing a bunch of short messages on the back end, Xiao Nan was flustered. She replied to all the messages one by one, saying that she had run into an accident previously, had just finished settling everything, and could officially accept work again like before. Xiao Nan's regular customers weren't clear about Xiao Nan's sudden return. Life goes on without a Xiao Nan in this world. When Xiao Nan wasn't online, someone else would naturally accept the job if there were offers. As such, Xiao Nan didn't have as much translation work as before the car accident and her salary wasn't that high. Thankfully, in addition to translation, she also found a relatively easier job for herself. Although Xiao Nan could no longer earn 20 to 30,000 yuan monthly, like she used to in Pingcheng, she could still earn 10,000 yuan. With this salary as a guarantee, Xiao Nan set her eyes on a location and bought herself an off-plan house without a second word. It would take a longer time to get this room. However, she wasn't in a hurry. Her current landlord wasn't bad. The environment was good and her neighbors weren't bad people. Furthermore, an off-plan house was cheaper. In Xiao Nan's situation, an off-plan house was more suitable for her. Tisk, 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 there are all kinds of fishes in the sea. How could there be such a daughter with no conscience in this world? Upon knowing that her sister is about to die from an illness, she left her in the lurch and went to lead a good life on her own. How shameless! Xiaonan's first month in Qingshui town was pretty good. When she went to the small supermarket to buy a bottle of soy sauce home, the husband and wife owners of the supermarket were watching the news. Xiaonan didn't see what news was being broadcast but heard a noisy crying. After listening to the lady boss's words, Xiaonan glanced at the TV. Then, her face darkened. The person crying on TV wasn't anyone else but Ding Jiyi. Ding Jiyi said in tears that she and Xiao Dongliang were already old and had no working ability. They should have been at the age of retirement now and enjoying the blessings of their children. However, they were unwilling to become their children's burden and thus only spent a few yuan a day. They could work hard to support themselves. It was just that their elder daughter was too seriously ill. If she didn't undergo a kidney transplant, the monthly cost of various treatments that could cure only the symptoms but not the disease would be exceptionally high. It was something that the two of them couldn't afford. At this moment, their younger daughter even played the disappearing act. They really had no choice but to seek the help of the TV station to see if they could help find their younger daughter back. They didn't ask for a lot. They only hoped that their younger daughter would contribute a little on account that they were biological sisters and not leave her in the lurch. Then, they wouldn't need to send off their own child. In front of the cameras, it was without a doubt that Ding Jiyi was very successful in putting up a pitiful act. Wasn't the lady boss of the supermarket outraged by the injustice to Ding Jiyi? You women just like to blindly kick up a fuss. I'm guessing that this woman, maybe even her entire family, isn't anything good. It doesn't mean that whoever is crying pitifully must be a good person. In this world, there's no such logic. Chapter 1775, Happy Ending. The boss had a different opinion. He frowned in disgust, especially after seeing Ding Jiyi shedding streams of tears and mucus. The lady boss became unhappy. What did you say? Are you despising me? Are you trying to say that my hair has grown longer but my knowledge has decreased? Tell me. What's wrong with this woman? Could it be that the daughter who had abandoned her ill sister and her parents who no longer have working ability is correct? You're the one with a twisted mindset. Isn't that woman leaving the old and sick in the lurch and watching them die? No matter what, it's unreasonable for that younger daughter to leave just like that. The lady boss harped on this and insisted the boss provide an explanation. The boss was at his wit's end. He was just casually replying to his wife's words. Why were they in a conflict now? Don't be anxious. Since you want to listen, I'll say it. Look at this auntie. She's not young anymore, right? How old do you think her daughters are? They should have their own families now, right? Of course. Based on her looks, she should already be a grandmother. That's right. I thought that it was pretty strange. This old woman has been crying for half a day and kept holding on to her younger daughter. Since her elder daughter is sick, where is her son-in-law? If she's suffering from uremia, she could just change a kidney. Compared to other major surgeries, the cost needed for a kidney transplant should be affordable to the two families. As for the elder son-in-law, she didn't mention him at all. It's as if the responsibility of saving the elder daughter is that of the younger daughter alone. Don't you think that she's hiding something? Well, the lady boss couldn't answer this. Right. If the wife was sick, shouldn't the person by her bedside help figure out a solution? Why didn't he show his face? This wasn't normal. Do you think that the elder daughter's a divorcee? Wasn't divorce the only reasonable explanation for all of this? Perhaps. The boss nodded. Let me ask you again. This old woman is trying to find her daughter, but is there anyone like her who does it this way? She only mentioned her daughter's name, how she looks like, and how old she is this year. Even if she was a lost child, there should at least be a photo, right? A child's looks might change after growing up. Her younger daughter is almost 40 years old, and her appearance shouldn't change much. If she was really eager to find her younger daughter, why couldn't she produce a photo of her? The lady boss twitched her lips. Husband, based on what you're saying, do you think she's really trying to find her younger daughter or not? What her husband said made sense. She couldn't rebut him. The way this old woman was trying to find her younger daughter was indeed different from ordinary people, and it was full of contradictions. How would I know? I feel that she wouldn't lose out by acting pitiful. In fact, she would be quite successful. Her younger daughter ran away and her elder daughter is sick. The old couple is at the age of retirement and can't earn much money. This situation made it to the news now. No matter what, there would be a wave of donations coming her way. With money, it doesn't matter who ran away, let alone the younger daughter. Her situation will no longer be miserable. I see. The lady boss drank a sip of water and realized that Xiao Nan, who was holding a bottle of soy sauce in her hands, seemed to have been standing there for a long time. I'm sorry to keep you waiting for so long. I was too engrossed in watching the news. My apologies. Let me check this item out for you. This bottle of soy sauce is 8 yuan and 20 cents. How embarrassing it was for her to have watched the news and ignored her customers. Xiao Nan smiled plainly and gave the lady boss 10 yuan. The lady boss gave Xiao Nan a change of 1 yuan and 80 cents. Xiao Nan had heard the conversation between the couple. She had also seen for herself how Ding Jiyi had put on a pitiful act on TV. The boss had asked why Ding Jiyi didn't show a photo of her younger daughter on TV so that everyone could help find her more quickly. Xiao Nan laughed coldly. It wasn't that Ding Jiyi didn't want to or was trying to protect her or something. It was because she had never taken photos ever since she graduated from junior high school. The photos taken during junior high school were either identification photos or graduation photos. Aside from herself having them, Ding Jiyi didn't even have a small photo of her. Xiao Nan initially didn't want to bother with this matter. She had already left Pingcheng. She didn't care about Jiao Zijin's life and death and didn't want to get involved. It was just that Xiao Nan's mindset changed after she heard the boss's words previously. After thinking about it, Xiao Nan searched for information on that TV station and public commentary on the internet after reaching home. Perhaps Ding Jiyi had been too successful in putting on a pitiful act. A lot of people were discussing this matter on public platforms. Of course. Most of these netizens' remarks were similar to that of the lady boss. They criticized Xiao Nan for having no conscience. Only a few of them found it strange that the people from the Qiao family only mentioned the two daughters but not the two sons-in-law when it was already reasonable to say that they had reached the age of being mothers. Of course, this was half explained in Pingcheng's newspaper's follow-up report. According to the newspapers, due to relationship issues, the ill Qiao Zijin had divorced her husband for less than half a year. Who knew that misfortunes didn't come alone and Qiao Zijin contracted uremia after that? It was just that Qiao Zijin was stubborn and felt that since she had already divorced her ex-husband, she didn't want to disturb his life even if something happened to her. Her child lived with her ex-husband. If she had to ask her ex-husband for money for her illness, she'd rather her own child lead a good life than treat her illness. To an ordinary person, such words would, without a doubt, make Qiao Zijin seem like a really good mother. Why did good people have short lives? Looking at all the unpleasant remarks criticizing her and how she had become a bitch because of Ding Jiyi's news, Xiao Nan took a deep breath, suppressed the gloom in her heart, and calmly looked for the relevant personnel so that she could send a message. It was rare for the TV ratings of Pingcheng News to be so high. Everyone seemed to increase their involvement in this broadcast news as well. To Pingcheng TV station, that was a joyous thing. For the sake of the ratings, the manager of the TV station said that this piece of news must be followed up on. It was best if they could find this younger sister, who had run away to enjoy life, via the influence of their news broadcast and the power of the masses. If they could get this younger sister to shed tears and repent in front of everyone before having a good ending that also acted as a reminder, there was nothing that could be more successful. Sensational. It had to be sensational. Manager, look. The audience donated this amount of money to the Chiao family. Chapter 1776, Breaking News. It hasn't been a day yet, but there is more or less enough money for that woman's kidney transplant. Manager, do you think we should announce on the program that there's enough money now and people should stop donating? Otherwise, not only would there be enough money for the operation, but that person who appeared on the news could also make a fortune based on the situation this time. That's good too. Make a list of all the donors. We can't put it on the news, but we can do so on the platforms. We will make the donation amounts public. Once money was involved, the manager's attitude became serious. Compared to the station's reputation, he couldn't bother with this small amount of money. As long as the station was doing well, there would be plenty of bosses willing to give them money for a spot in future advertisements. As such, it was not worth it to smash their reputation over such a small amount of money. Don't worry, manager. I've already settled this. We can upload this on our platforms anytime. A donor can find their name listed there. If there is any missing data, we will accept point-outs and corrections. Okay, let's do this then. Manager, I have a situation to report to you. At this moment, the technical staff who managed information on the platforms ran over hurriedly. Manager, can I borrow your laptop for a while? I received a piece of information from the back end just now. I'm not sure if the news is true or not, but I feel that we should check it out. The technical staff quickly showed the manager the news he received from the platform. Manager, take a look at this. Do you think this situation's real? If yes, what should we do? Should we pretend that we don't know about this or go check it out? Hiss, the manager widened his eyes. The woman who contracted uremia and would rather die than let her children live in hardship is Director Chen's ex-wife? Is this news reliable? The technical staff was dumbfounded. How would he know if it was reliable or not? He only received this reminder from someone else via the back end. Initially, he thought to just click open casually and take a quick glance. After all, after the news was broadcasted, there were a lot of false rumors. He had never treated them seriously before. But this piece of news wasn't trivial. He couldn't make up his mind and could only go to the manager for ideas and give him a heads up. I'm not afraid that this is fake news. I'm afraid it's true. The manager's looks became serious. He knew that what the other party said was correct. It was fine if it was fake news. He had listened to a lot of fake news before. The problem was that if it was true, then the situation would be very different. Previously on TV, that woman surnamed Jiao had earned the tears of a lot of women with her words. They were all mothers. A lot of viewers said that they understood Jiao Zijin's mindset well. Wasn't she just lacking money? Even if Jiao Zijin was already divorced, the children who followed the father couldn't live without a mother. Once the ex-husband got married, would the stepmother treat the children well? As long as the biological mother was around, even if something happened at the father's place, the children could still return to their mother and lead a good life. Many hands made light work. Everyone could just donate a little. No matter what, they couldn't let a good mother like Jiao Zijin die and increase the number of orphans in this world. Jiao Zijin's statement was actually very misleading to many members of the public. After all, based on Jiao Zijin's statement, the common belief was that her ex-husband's family conditions were not very good. To her ex-husband's family, the kidney transplant operation's cost of more than 200,000 yuan was a huge burden. The children would spend a lot of money in the future. She wasn't willing to occupy the children's resources for her own illness. At the very least, that was how the manager had interpreted Jiao Zijin's words himself before finding out that she was Director Chen's ex-wife. The problem was that if Director Chen was Jiao Zijin's ex-husband, then Jiao Zijin's misleading statement would be completely non-existent. Director Chen didn't have money? Who were they kidding? The Chen family's conditions were very good. He didn't need to mention the specifics. It was a breeze for Director Chen to fork out 200,000 yuan to take care of Jiao Zijin's medical expenses if she was his ex-wife. A mere 200,000 yuan couldn't do much damage to the Chen family's finances. Director Chen could afford to bring up 2 children, let alone just one. In short, 200,000 yuan wasn't considered a huge sum of money to the Chen family. Also, manager, look at this. It mentioned that Jiao Zijin has a huge house of 154 square meters in this place. Do you think this is real? The technical staff wanted to faint. He felt that this netizen revealed a lot of powerful information. Manager, who do you think is the person who sent this news? I feel that they understand the Chiao family particularly well. A person who owned a 150 square meter house couldn't afford to pay her medical bills and could only wait for death in the hospital? Then, should a person like him, who didn't have a house, just starve to death? The manager laughed coldly. This netizen could even list out the specifics of the address. Do you think this can be fake? Based on their TV station's capabilities, they could easily find out such specific information. Previously, they didn't know about Jiao Zijin's situation and saw Ding Jiyi crying so pitifully and seeking help from the TV station. Coincidentally, he was worried that there wasn't any good news in his hands. As such, he was unknowingly tricked. Furthermore, Jiao Zijin was Director Chen's ex-wife. No wonder he didn't find any abnormalities about the Jiao family when he first got someone to check on them. Even if Jiao Zijin was already Director Chen's ex-wife, would Director Chen let others check on his ex-wife so casually? There would be people hiding the information that didn't obtain Director Chen's consent. Furthermore, he never suspected that the people from the Jiao family were lying or that there was an inside story. After all, Jiao Zijin's divorce certificate and the hospitalization evidence were all true. As nothing was found after checking the Jiao family's situation, he could only assume that everything was normal. What should we do now? What else can we do? Let's get someone to find out more about this house and see who the owner is. If what this netizen said is true, Jiao Zijin really doesn't need anyone to donate money to her for her illness. She would have plenty of money in her hands. We create news not only for the development of the TV station but also to help others. However, if this person isn't worthy of our help, we can make corrections in time and not walk straight into a dead end. Okay, manager. What about this sum of money? They originally intended to send over this sum of money to the Jiao family this afternoon so that Jiao Zijin could undergo the operation. Chapter 1777, Unable to Interfere. Knowing that Jiao Zijin had a house, they were probably not going to hand this sum of money over to Jiao Zijin anymore unless they could be certain that the house at this address had nothing to do with Jiao Zijin. There's no hurry. Let's leave this aside for the time being and figure out whether these things are true before making a decision. Because they had not thought of these things in the past, they had not been able to check on them. But now that the station knew all about it, it would be easy to find out whether Jiao Zijin was truly the mother of Chen Jun's son. While Jiao Zijin was the daughter-in-law of the Chen family, she had not kept a low profile. But when Jiao Zijin was caught in an affair by Chen Jun, the Chen family had kept the matters under wraps and not many people knew about this. Since they had been getting along just fine, why had Chen Jun suddenly gotten a divorce from Jiao Zijin? Chen Jun was the person in charge at the Pingcheng police station. As such, there was naturally no problem at all for him to get divorced from Jiao Zijin and find a younger and prettier young lady. But Jiao Zijin was different. Jiao Zijin was old and had given birth to a child. Although she had been a little tender-looking when she was younger, her looks were nothing out of the ordinary. If Chen Jun did not have any chinks in Jiao Zijin's armor, there was no way Jiao Zijin would be willing to get a divorce. After contacting only a few people to investigate the relationship between Jiao Zijin and Chen Jun, the staff from the station quickly got a definitive answer: Jiao Zijin's ex-husband was indeed Chen Jun. When the two of them had gotten married, This person had even attended their wedding dinner. Moreover, the couple had gotten into a shotgun marriage. Now, they had confirmed that half of the rumors were true. Because of that, the manager, who was holding a glass of water, trembled in anger. He was truly infuriated by the Chiao family. With in-laws like the Chen family, whether Chiao Zijin was diagnosed with leukemia or cancer, the Chen family would have no problems forking out money to pay for Chiao Zijin's treatment, let alone for uremia. Why did they have to kick up such a huge fuss by coming to the television station to ask for help, all the while smearing the name of their younger daughter? Because of this, the station manager, who had been elated by Chiao Zijin's news, was now in a huge dilemma. Since Chiao Zijin had already divorced Chen Jun, the station manager could not simply ignore Chiao Zijin just like that. Because of the existence of Chen Jun and the Chen family's status in society, the station manager had no choice but to give them some face. The station manager instructed someone to inform Chen Jun of this situation. After all, there was no way the Chen family did not know about Chiao Zijin's situation, right? To save the Chen family some face, Chen Jun had better take care of this matter well. Their station could do their best on their end to prevent Chiao Zijin's and Chen Jun's relationship from coming to light, but they would not be able to do anything to stop this news from creating an uproar in society. The station would bear no responsibility if something else caused this relationship between Chiao Zijin and Chen Jun to be exposed to the public. It was chaotic in the station because of this sudden situation, and the atmosphere in the Chen family was no better. At that time, father and mother Chen would never have agreed to someone from the Chiao family being their daughter-in-law if it had not been for the fact that Chiao Nan was of use to Chen Jun and that Chiao Nan had done the Chen family a huge favor. As a mother-in-law, Mother Chen had already set out her plans. Anyway, Chiao Nan had no idea about how she had helped the husband and son with their careers. Chiao Nan was marrying someone of a higher social status than her, so Mother Chen had to put on some airs to help her son keep Chiao Nan under control. Otherwise, she might very well embarrass the Chen family because of her lowly family background. Mother Chen had thought about a lot of things, but after interacting with Chiao Nan, Mother Chen's attitude was not as harsh and haughty as she had expected herself to be. She was only human, after all. Moreover, it could not be denied that Chen Jun had benefited due to Chiao Nan. Even without Chen Jun, Chiao Nan would similarly be able to rise up in ranks after becoming Zhu Chenqi's goddaughter, without any help from the Chen family. Perhaps it was because she thought that Chiao Nan could hitch a ride along with the Zhu family. Since Zhu Chenqi had already taken a liking to Chiao Nan once, there could be a second time. And perhaps it was because Chiao Nan was indeed a good young lady who had a fair temper and spoke gently. Before long, Mother Chen was rather accepting of Chiao Nan as her daughter-in-law. But who would have known that Chiao Zijin would suddenly come into the picture after Mother Chen finally opened her heart up to Chiao Nan being her daughter-in-law? Compared to the independent and financially independent Chiao Nan, Mother Chen did not like Chiao Zijin at all. After Chiao Zijin married into the Chen family, there was not a single thing that Chiao Zijin had done to please her other than giving birth to a grandson. In the end, Chiao Zijin had even cheated on her son. If not for the fact that her son was in a bad mood over it, Mother Chen would have given her son a good lecture. Look how good Chiao Nan is. Just one look at her tells you that she's a good young lady who's suitable for marriage. If you want to have an affair outside and play around, Chiao Zijin would be fine for that. But when it comes to finding a wife, one should always look for someone like Chiao Nan. Mother Chen knew all about her son's wild actions during his college days. It was exactly because of this that Mother Chen was confused. It was not as though her son, Chen Jun, had not had any women around him. In fact, he had dealt with all sorts of women while in college. What had gone wrong with her son that he had taken a fancy to Chiao Zijin and had even gotten Chiao Zijin pregnant? But Mother Chen did not mention a thing about the past. When the couple finally got divorced, Mother Chen decided never to bring up the past ever again, lest she disrupt the peace in the family. There was no point in fighting over Chiao Zijin, who was no longer part of the family. But within a year of Jiao Zijin's divorce from Chen Jun, such a huge storm started in Pingcheng, almost utterly humiliating the Chen family. Ever since the news broke, Mother Chen refused to step out of the house and even refused to get in contact with any of her close friends. No matter how much she liked her grandson, because of Jiao Zijin's matter, Mother Chen looked at her grandson in a different light now. Chen Jun, are you not going to resolve this matter? Do you know how many people are looking at us as a joke now? This is embarrassing. Too embarrassing. As the matter blew up day by day, Mother Chen only got angrier at her son. But the family's nanny was rather bright. Knowing that the Chen family had mixed feelings toward Jiao Zijin's son, the nanny quickly coaxed the child into the room with toys at the mention of this subject. Mom, I've already said that it's inappropriate for me to contact the Jiao family now. If I interfere in the matter, won't it show that I still have a relationship with Jiao Zijin? Chen Jun felt humiliated too. He felt that the worst mistake he had ever made in this life was having been coaxed by Jiao Zijin that night into drinking with her. While he was still dating Jiao Nan, Jiao Zijin had her world revolving around him. Chen Jun knew that Jiao Zijin was trying hard to please him and that she had her sights set on him. But because Chen Jun was used to women's tactics, Jiao Zijin's actions did not mean much to him. Besides, Chen Jun was not unlike other men. Not just anyone would have sisters chasing after them at the same time. Chapter 1778, Willing. After he sobered up, Chen Jun did not take this matter to heart. He had just slept with Jiao Zijin for a night. There was no big deal about that. After all, he had spent the night with countless other women in the past. After that night, he had even compensated Jiao Zijin heftily, reminding her that that would be the end of their relationship. He had even reminded Jiao Zijin to eat a contraceptive afterward. But who would have known that he would fail miserably in such a simple task? Not only had Jiao Zijin done the exact opposite of what he had instructed her to do by not consuming contraceptives, but she had even been in cahoots with the Jiao family to force Jiao Nan to break up with Chen Jun on the basis that she was pregnant. Thus, he had no choice but to marry Jiao Zijin. Because of his relationship with Wang Yang, Father Chen quickly rose in ranks. After all, reputation was still very important as a new official. Chen Jun had been dating the younger sister and had even set a date for their wedding, but he had gotten the elder sister pregnant. If word were to get around, the Chen family's reputation would be in ruins. As such, asking Jiao Nan to back down and letting Chen Jun marry Jiao Zijin was already the best outcome there was. The Chen family understood from the beginning that Jiao Nan was the only good person in the entire Jiao family. The other three, especially Ding Jiyi and Jiao Zijin, were all slackers. One who was down did not need to fear falling down. Once Jiao Zijin and Ding Jiyi started creating trouble, the Chen family would suffer great losses. In fact, the Chen family might very well lose everything they had gained after much difficulty thanks to Wang Yang because of this scandal involving Jiao Zijin. After losing such a good daughter-in-law only to fetch a slacker home, there was not a single person in the Chen family who took a liking to Jiao Zijin. After the child was born, Mother Chen immediately took over the responsibility of raising that child for fear that Jiao Zijin would bring the child astray. Jiao Zijin did not mind that at all and even felt more relaxed since she did not need to take care of her child. Every month, Chen Jun would give her a monthly allowance, and all she needed to take care of was dressing up, having fun, and living a comfortable life as the mistress of the family. The more Jiao Zijin acted in this manner, the more displeased Mother and Father Chen were with her. When Jiao Zijin was caught in the act of committing adultery, the Chen family unanimously agreed that the couple should get divorced even if Jiao Zijin argued against it. In actual fact, the Chen family had long been waiting for this moment. They had always wanted to seize upon the chinks in Jiao Zijin's armor so that they could end this unsuitable and ill-fated marriage between Jiao Zijin and Chen Jun. But what the Chen family had never counted on was for Jiao Zijin to be so vicious and unreasonable like a white-eyed wolf. After their divorce, the Chen family thought that they had finally gotten rid of Xiao Zijin and would not have anything to do with her anymore. But Xiao Zijin getting on the news almost drove the Chen family to their graves, especially Mother Chen, who was immediately sent to the hospital after her blood pressure had shot up. In the moment that she was transported into the ambulance, Mother Chen exhausted the last of her energy, grabbing onto Chen Jun's hand, telling him that they could go to any hospital but the one where Xiao Zijin was. Otherwise, sending her to the hospital would not save her. Quite on the contrary, it would drive her to her grave. Although Mother Chen's health quickly stabilized and she was able to return home, her mood had never improved since then. Because Mother Chen spoke brusquely, Father Chen was enraged too. Xiao Zijin is already in the news. I don't think our relationship with Xiao Zijin can remain hidden for much longer. When that time came, everyone in Pingcheng would know about what kind of character Xiao Zijin had to be able to have an affair behind his son's back, humiliating the Chen family. At the thought of that, Father Chen could not help but regret allowing his son to chase Xiao Nan so that he would be able to rise in ranks at that time. If his son had never gotten to know Xiao Nan, would they have fallen into Xiao Zijin's trap? He could not wrap his mind around how such a good young lady like Xiao Nan could have such a dysfunctional and abnormal mother like Ding Ji, and sister like Xiao Zijin. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Every single step we've taken has been wrong. At that time, we should never have allowed Xiao Zijin to marry into our family even if she had been pregnant with Chen Jun's child. She's capable of snatching the fiancé of her biological younger sister. What else would she not be capable of? Even if it might have affected our Chen family's reputation, as long as we handled it well and salvaged the situation, with Xiao Nan's forgiveness and her standing out to speak up for us, that incident might not even have had any impact on my standing. But one was just a possibility, while the other was a certainty. As such, they had foolishly chosen the certainty at the point in time and had given up the possibility. At that time, he truly lacked foresight. A troublemaker like Xiao Zijin should not have been allowed into the family. But it was too late to regret it now. The Chen family had been severely discredited just because of their ex-daughter-in-law, Xiao Zijin. At this time, Father Chen viewed Chen Jun and his wife with a similar gaze, one filled with fury. His son had never lacked any women by his side, so why had he chosen Xiao Zijin of all people? Did he not know about how Xiao Zijin was related to Xiao Nan? Ancient people were spot on when they said that lust was dangerous. But when Father Chen thought about how Xiao Zijin was not even that outstanding in terms of her appearance, he had to resist the urge to kill Chen Jun. He was destined for great things but could not even keep his pants in check. There was no wonder why his son was now being plagued by Xiao Zijin and had even dragged the whole family down with him. With their hands tied and with no chance to perform, their days were only getting from bad to worse. All right. It's too late to be saying these things now. Why don't we talk about how to resolve this problem? How much face must we lose before this matter will finally die down? Mother Chen asked wearily. Junior, it's already been 2 days. Have you thought of a solution? Chen Jun, who had been silent this whole time, burst out like a frustrated beast. If killing someone was not illegal, the best way would be simply to make Xiao Zijin disappear from this planet. How about something else? Mother Chen rubbed her temples. This method was not feasible since it would be knowingly going against the law. He should not even have brought it up. I've contacted the Xiao family. Although it was Ding Ji who said it, I'm guessing that Xiao Zijin was the one who came up with the idea. No one was as regretful as Chen Jun. After all these years, Chen Jun had never really entirely given up on Xiao Nan. Besides, he had not really liked Xiao Zijin anyway. He had only married Xiao Zijin because of his child in Xiao Zijin's stomach. After getting married, Chen Jun had just as many women outside as he had had while he had still been in college because he had married a woman whom he did not like. But Chen Jun was brilliant and discreet about it. How could Xiao Zijin have found out about it if Xiao Nan herself had never even suspected a thing? With such a colorful life and with different women in his embrace every night, Chen Jun could not help but wonder if his life would still be in such a state if he had never slept with Jiao Zijin and had instead married Jiao Nan. When Chen Jun asked himself this rhetorical question, he realized that his answer was actually that he was willing. Chapter 1779, Denial. He could not be certain that he would really not touch any other woman except for Jiao Nan if he had really gotten married to Jiao Nan. But what he could be certain of was that he would only do that once in a while as a means of spicing up his relationship with Jiao Nan. At the thought of Jiao Nan, his impetuous heart could finally calm down. He felt as though only a place with Jiao Nan was a warm and comforting place that enticed him to return. But these were feelings that Jiao Zijin had never been able to provide him with. Perhaps he should never have let his pride get the better of him at that time. His father was right. One misstep led to a fall down the wrong path. Even though they were biological sisters, Jiao Zijin was completely different from Jiao Nan. Because of Jiao Zijin, he had missed out on Jiao Nan, causing his life to spiral into a mess, so much so that his life was actually regressing. What did Ding Jiyi say? Father Chen looked at Chen Jun. Father Chen agreed with Chen Jun's assessment of Ding Jiyi's relationship with Jiao Zijin. Ding Jiyi was rather brainless. As such, no matter what she did, she always listened to whatever Jiao Zijin told her to do. She truly thought that her daughter, Jiao Zijin, was extraordinarily intelligent and promising, and thus, she would never go wrong by following Jiao Zijin's advice. Hence, whatever Ding Jiyi said was sure to be what Jiao Zijin had said. There was no doubt about that. But there were some things that Jiao Zijin felt were inappropriate for her to say. To leave a good impression on others, she pushed all that responsibility to Ding Jiyi, who thus became her spokesperson. Father Chen had nothing to say about Ding Jiyi deceiving herself like an ostrich because he could not even be bothered to evaluate it. She said that our family must take responsibility for Jiao Zijin's surgery fees and give her a 5,000 yuan monthly living allowance once she's discharged. To be honest, this was not a difficult request for the Chen family. They were completely able to afford it. Before the couple had gotten divorced, Chen Jun had also been giving Jiao Zijin around 4,000 to 5,000 yuan worth of monthly living allowances. But the problem was that they had not yet been divorced at that time. Now that they were divorced, it did not make any sense for him to support Jiao Zijin as though they were still married. He thought about how a woman like Jiao Zijin had the guts to cheat on him. If this was not a civilized society, he would have killed Jiao Zijin long ago when he first saw Jiao Zijin lying naked in some other man's embrace, let alone now that he was expected to support her. No wonder people always said that the ugly always created more trouble. At that time, Jiao Zijin had already shown that she had no limits and that there was nothing she dared not do after she had snatched him over from Jiao Nan. Nonsense! Mother Chen was the first to disagree. Does money grow on trees? She's asking for a few 100,000 yuan just like that. Jiao Zijin was only 40 years old. Now, it was not uncommon for people to live to their 70s or 80s. A year's worth of allowances was 60,000 yuan. 10 years' worth would be 600,000 yuan. 30 years' worth would be 1,800,000 yuan. With the cost of the surgery, that would add up to almost 2 million yuan. How could Jiao Zijin be so capable that she could pocket 2 million yuan from just opening her mouth? We absolutely cannot agree to her terms. Believe it or not, once we agree to this, she might just ask for a one-time payment. When that time comes, our family will have to fork out at least 2 million yuan all at once. If we were really to pay her, we'll be creating trouble for ourselves. As government officials, the mention of money would always draw other people's attention, even if the money was obtained through legal means. When a large sum of money came into the picture, they would become easy targets. We have two choices now. 1. We can choose to go bankrupt. That is, of course, not without its risks. 2. We can choose to be humiliated. Father Chen's expression was not much different from Mother Chen's. At the mention of his ex-daughter-in-law, Qiao Zijin, Father Chen was utterly disgusted and frustrated. The Chen family had truly accumulated 10 lifetimes worth of bad luck and exhausted it all on getting an ex-daughter-in-law like Qiao Zijin. When their son got remarried in the future, the elderly couple would have to keep their eyes open to ensure that there would be no second Qiao Zijin in the Chen family. If this happened a few more times, their lives would definitely be shortened. It was either bankruptcy or humiliation. Faced with such a choice, Chen Jun would much rather go bankrupt than let the whole world know that the wife of the police commissioner of Pingcheng cheated on his husband. But going bankrupt was not as simple as it seemed. It could very well involve the sensitive topic of corruption. It was not as though he could choose to go bankrupt as he wished. So I guess we can only choose to get humiliated. I guess. Juner, be more open-minded about this. Even though not everyone knew about her getting married into our family, we've already been humiliated ever since she married into the Chen family. It's just that not many people knew about this. Now, it's just that more people will find out about this matter. Just let her have her way. I've finally understood that Qiao Zijin is a scoundrel. The nicer you treat her, the more she'll bully you by putting in unreasonable demands. Pitiful? What nonsense! How could a woman who had cheated on her husband and had been caught red-handed be pitiful? She could not wait for this woman, who had ruined the Chen family's reputation, to die. Why was she not dead yet? All right. We'll just leave this matter aside and let Qiao Zijin kick up as much fuss as she likes. Your mom is right. We've already been humiliated by her. All that's happening now is that we're getting even more humiliated. Anyway, I'm not feeling very well. I'm going back to my room to rest for a bit. Don't bother calling me for dinner later. Just let the auntie bring my dinner into the study room. Even he had started to worry that the sight of his grandson would remind him of his grandson's mom. If that were to happen, he would not even need to eat anything. His anger would fill him. In an instant, the situation with Qiao Zijin's son, who had once been treated like a precious gem in the Chen family, became incredibly awkward. Initially, he had been pampered and treated like a little emperor in the Chen family. But because of a mom like Qiao Zijin, he was now out of favor. Chen Feng naturally felt the change in his grandparents' attitudes toward him. It was not just his grandpa and grandma. Even when his dad got home from work now, he no longer asked about his son's day nor fussed over his son. Chen Feng was not young anymore, and he knew whatever he should know. He knew that his mom had done something wrong against his dad. That was why the two of them had gotten a divorce and his mom had returned to live with his maternal grandma. Recently, his mom had even been in the news, and it was exactly because of this that the Chen family had been utterly embarrassed. The thought of his classmates in school asking him about whether that woman on television was his mother and why they looked alike, Chen Feng's expression darkened. In school, he absolutely denied that that woman was his mom. Chapter 1780, Dowry. He could not understand why other moms were so good while his own mom was so bad. In the past, his grandparents and father had liked him very much and had treated him very well. But now, all the adults in the family disliked him and were starting to shun him. The auntie at home said that the sight of him reminded his grandparents of his mom, which infuriated them. It was entirely his mom's fault that their family had gotten into such a situation. He hated his mom to death. Chen Feng had not been brought up by Qiao Zijin but by Mother Chen. As such, Chen Feng had never been on especially good terms with Qiao Zijin. Even after Qiao Zijin had gotten divorced from Chen Jun and left the Chen family, Chen Feng had never thrown a tantrum because he missed Qiao Zijin. In fact, to the young Chen Feng, there had been absolutely no impact on his life whether Qiao Zijin was around or not. Little Chen Feng pouted, and with a face similar to that of Chen Jun, he silently returned to his room. Recently, no one in the Chen family had been in the mood to sit down together for a proper meal. Qiao Nan had already known that the Chen family would be implicated in Qiao Zijin's matter, but she had not thought much about this situation. From the day Qiao Zijin got pregnant with Chen Jun's child, she had nothing to do with Chen Jun anymore, much less the Chen family. No matter how bad the Chen family's situation got because of Qiao Zijin, that was between the Chen family and Qiao Zijin. See, I told you so. I knew that there would be a sequel. After having received the news, the station could not afford to test their luck and thus investigated the information that had been sent in anonymously. After a thorough investigation, they found that everything the anonymous sender had said was, in fact, true. Not only was Qiao Zijin the police commissioner's ex-wife, but Qiao Zijin also had a house that was worth almost 2 million yuan under her name. F***ck. If someone who had a property worth 2 million still needed donations, then what would those people who had neither a house nor savings do? Should they all jump into the river to end their lives? What Qiao Zijin was doing could be counted as donation fraud. There were tons of poor people in the world. Given Qiao Zijin's background, she should never qualify for donations from other people. With solid evidence in hand, the staff from the station immediately headed to interview Qiao Zijin and Ding Ji. We would like to ask whether Miss Qiao is truly so poor that you are unable to afford your own surgery. Is your family really unable to afford Miss Qiao's kidney transplant? At the sight of the reporters, Ding Ji was stunned. Had they not already posed these questions before? Why were they asking them again? Of course. Of course, it's real. If you don't believe us, we can show you our bank books. You're from the television station. I'm sure you're able to check our bank accounts to see how much money we have in our accounts. Of course it was all real. Their family was already almost at the end of the road. They could barely fork out the money to pay for Zijin's hospitalization bills, let alone Zijin's surgery. Now that she was lacking financially, Ding Ji could not help but reminisce about the days when Qiao Nan was still around. At that time, she had never needed to worry or fret over finances. Even if the person in need of money was Qiao Zijin, the one who would eventually solve the problem for them would always be Qiao Nan. But this wretched girl was so vicious. Qiao Nan clearly knew that Zijin was waiting for this sum of money to save her life, but she had been so heartless as to donate all that money away, wanting to see Zijin die. That was impossible. No matter what it took, she would never let Zijin die. Since Qiao Nan was heartless enough to leave Zijin to die, Qiao Nan would similarly leave old Qiao and Ding Ji in the lurch if anything were to happen to them in the future. The only one she could rely on was Zijin alone. Once she grew old and could no longer walk, she would have to rely on Zijin to take care of her. If Zijin was gone, she and old Qiao would simply have to wait for death. Madam Ding, are you sure that you're telling the truth? There was a glint in the reporter's eyes. If it was not for the evidence she had in her hands, she would really have been deceived by Ding Ji's insistence. Ha ha ha! What a drama queen! They were all great actors and actresses. Their lies were more convincing than the truth. Yes, I'm sure. I'm really sure. I've said that you can go check it for yourself if you don't believe me. Ding Ji, do you know that we, as reporters, have no right to check on your bank accounts? But Madam Ding, since you're so certain, can we ask whether you know how much the house you're living in is worth? If you guys sell this house, you'll get at least 1 million yuan. Is this money not enough for Miss Qiao's treatment? How can you say such a thing? Ding Ji's expression darkened as she became upset. How can we sell our house? Where would our family of 3 sleep if we were to sell our house? Are you asking us to sleep on the streets? Their family did not have cash, but they had never said that they lacked a roof over their heads. Earlier on, they had always been harping on the issue of cash. But why was their house suddenly being brought into the picture? Is that so? Does your family really not have a second apartment to live in once you sell this house? The more Ding Ji insisted on her stance, the more upset the reporter got. She had no other choice. Their station had received a huge sum of donations, but now, they knew for sure that Qiao Zijin was not poor at all. In fact, she owned a property. Even if they were to sell this house, the Chiao family would still have another house for Chiao Zijin to live in. The money they would receive from the sale would be more than enough for Chiao Zijin to have 10 kidney transplants. Why would someone like that need any donations? This would simply be ruining their station's reputation. If Ding Ji had not rushed in front of the camera while wailing and sobbing during the live broadcast that day, begging the station for their help, their station would never have made such a simple error. They would never have reported the Chiao family's situation after only doing a rough background check to ensure that the Chiao family's situation was more or less the same as what Ding Ji had said. Without this huge premise, their station would never have made such an error in their reporting. Moreover, they had no idea whether their way of handling the matter afterward would be enough to salvage their station's reputation and allow them to regain public trust. Ding Ji did not sense a problem, but Chiao Zijin sensed that something was amiss. "Miss Reporter, why are you suddenly asking about that?" The reporter was clearly asking whether their family only had one house. Everything had been fine, so why had the reporter suddenly brought up the issue of their house? Would Chiao Zijin really not know about her own finances? Of course Chiao Zijin knew everything about it. Chiao Nan had taken on the burden of paying for the mortgage of a house. At the time of purchase, that house had only been worth 600,000 yuan. But now that the property prices had soared, it was worth more than 2 million yuan. That house was her dowry. It was her personal asset that could not be touched.